I am accomplishing a lifelong goal of mine this weekend. And that is, for those of you who don't know, I am a huge, diehard Manchester United fan. And for years and years, I have really, really, really been dying to find a reason to go to Old Trafford, Manchester United Stadium. And this weekend, I am watching them play for the first time ever in a very, very meaningful matchup. I know we don't talk a lot of soccer on this show, but I am so super excited to do so. We're finally back. We got no Alex right now. He's coming back in a little bit, but George, I really, truly, I can't wait to go watch United. And so,
With the way United are playing, the way that Villa are playing, that's gonna be such a good game, dude. I'm so jealous.
I can't wait to go watch, but I got to tell you about the ticket process, because one thing that we
Yeah.
as Americans do really well is reselling tickets. And that is sometimes really great and sometimes really not.
Yeah.
I had to wait in a queue of 3,600 people this morning just to look at the tickets. And I sat there and I refreshed for a half hour before I found one that I could afford, because they were all like £300, which is like $400. I finally got one that at a very, very reasonable price, less than $100. I'm behind the goal. I'm so excited to go watch the game this weekend. It's just me. I'm going on a solo trip. So I'll keep you guys updated with that.
Dude, a couple of pints, couple of sausage rolls.
Dude, they got sausage rolls at the grocery store here. It costs €1.20.
I'd just live at the grocery store at that point.
No, I've literally 3 days a week I go in there and grab pastries. It's unbelievable. They're doing that right for sure. I mean, no hot bar, which is a huge loss, but I mean, they're doing something right for sure. So we have no Alex right now. He ran into a bit of difficulties. He may join mid-show, hopefully, fingers crossed. But George, we got some huge NFL free agency to talk about.
Dude.
Before we get into any of that, I got to ask you about Dak Prescott. What is going on? Have you seen the news? For those of you who don't know,
I've not seen the news.
Dak Prescott recently announced that he's calling off his wedding a month before the wedding, because him and his wife had a joint bachelorette party and got in such a big argument in front of everyone that they called off the wedding.
What happened?
George, what I got to ask you is, how can you be confident in your QB1 going into this season if he's doing shit like this off the field?
So here's what I'm going to say. I just did a little Google research on the situation. I've now learned on the situation to a minimal amount. Dak Prescott is such an unbelievable man that I trust him to weather any storm. And now you might be saying, well, what did they get in an argument about? To me, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because Dak Prescott is the one who has let out mediocre after mediocre teams to elite offenses. He does his job. He said, I don't even need to have hair. I'll be a bald-headed cutie.
Dude,
and he's still dominated.
No, dude, what? How are you backing? What? That is so bad.
Dude, $240 million. There's no other way to go about it.
Let's talk about the Cowboys offseason so far this year.
Okay.
Quarterback gets effectively divorced. No notable signings in free agency. They're killing it. They're killing it so far.
I have to push back there. We have made a ton of good value moves on the margins. We restructured 3 deals: Terrence Steele, Dax, and CDs. So much money at the end now. We're so screwed in 3 years.
Yeah.
But right now,
that's the most Cowboys move of all time. Most Cowboys move of all time. You didn't commit to your rebuild.
No, the most Cowboys move of all time is to create that money and then get no one. We got this star-studded safety from the Cardinals, Thompson. I'm going to learn his first name soon enough.
If he was really that good, would you know his first name? Probably.
Dude, this guy, I don't know if you've watched enough Cowboys game. We haven't had safety play since before Jeff Heath.
And you still might not.
No, this guy is
still
good.
Might not.
And we only paid him 3 years, $33 million. We traded a next year's 4th round pick for Rashawn Gary. Now, who
Clip
knows
this.
if he'll be
Clip
as
this.
good as he was before? But I'm just gonna say it's another dude out there. It's better than paying like an undrafted free agent who like we know isn't gonna make the roster. Might as well just give a guy who's had multiple years of 8+, 9+ sacks a chance to revitalize. And so when you look at it holistically, to go with our 2 first-round picks, we franchise tagged Pickens. We got Javonte Williams on a very friendly team deal. What is it? 3 years,
Because
like
he's a
21
28-year-old
million.
running back. That's what
Yeah,
they
he'll
get
play till he's
paid.
31.
That's what they get paid. They're all team friendly. Look, George, we're gonna clip this, and when Terry McLaurin has a 82-yard touchdown where both of your safeties blew their coverage on Thanksgiving, and then you guys lose
to cut the lead from 28 to 14 to 28 to 21.
to win the Washington Commanders the game. I'm going to come back to this clip and I'm going to say George said these guys were good. With that being said, that's all the Cowboys talk I have. That's all the Cowboys talk I have. That feels like pretty. I feel like an elementary schooler probably also could have re-signed those guys to those deals.
But here's the thing, dude. We have somebody who has the intellectual, like what's
Like
what I'm looking for?
Cognition,
Competency.
There you go.
Of a 1-year-old. So the fact that he's acting like a 5-year-old now, that's improvement.
And this would be Jerry Jones.
That's improvement. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I mean, with that being said, there's been some huge moves in the NFL. I think the biggest one, is probably Max Crosby going to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. What jumped off the page to me, first of all, 2 first-round picks, pretty good haul if you're the Raiders. That's pretty much committing to your rebuild. Max Crosby wasn't a guy he wanted to leave. He seemed like he wanted to stay and play a lot for the Raiders. They didn't let him, and then he asked for a trade. Feels like they pretty much used their whole leash that they had. With that being said, 2 first-round picks, really good haul, fully committing to the rebuild, good for them. I'm getting really sick of Tom Brady post-career. Getting really sick of him. Pretty much said.
Did you see the report that he said do not trade them to the Patriots?
Yep, I did see that report.
That's crazy.
They said that it's because he was like, don't let him team up with Mike Vrabel. What? Why does he hate the Patriots? I just don't get it.
I'm going to ask you this question because I won't be able to give a good answer. Do you think he's hiding behind the fact that he works for the NFL now? He's an NFL owner. Or do you think this is his way to cement his legacy as they won't ever be as good without me?
I think it's so petty.
Or
why?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that. I don't get it.
Do you think it's the way it's because of how they treated Bill on the way out?
No. I don't think that at all. We were pretty good to Bill Belichick. He was pretty horrible in his last couple of years with us.
I agree. I'm just shooting shots out there. I mean, I just don't get it because, I mean, when I think of somebody who's such a servant, not just to the franchise, but to the area and the city, I mean, I guess it's Boston, but it's New England, the greater part of New England. There's not many higher than Tom Brady.
There's none.
In terms of.
There's none.
There's, I mean, in football, there's probably none.
I would say there's none in terms of how New Englanders look at our players. He is the 1-1 of New England sports athletes. And I don't know why. Like, no other quarterback hates so much on their former team as he has. He hates Drake May. He never talks about him. There's something petty going on there. I don't know what it is, but I'm really sick of having to defend him and then being like, yeah, he's the GOAT. He's our quarterback, and he is our quarterback. I'm going to defend him till I die, but I'm getting really sick of it. And then having to see him post this shit about him finally getting to read on his Instagram story with like a bunch of heart emojis. I'm so sick of it. Anyways, Max Crosby to the Ravens is going to make them so good. They're going to be so good. Something about me still says that this Ravens team does not have what it takes to get it done. Especially not next year.
You know, you said that in the chat the other day, and I was thinking about it. And I started pulling up this list for us. And if you look at it, you see their safety's gone. They lost the defensive lineman. They lost Likely. And it's all I mean, this is the funny thing. They're losing people to the Giants because of Harbaugh. They're losing people to the Browns because of Molken, and then they're losing people to the Chargers because Jim Harbaugh also likes the same guys. Like they lost Kolar, who's the best blocking tight end in the NFL. I think with the Max Crosby move, their ceiling gets raised, but their floor also drops again because they keep losing every year these solid foundational pieces to create a great NFL roster.
I mean, just think about, like, they have so many holes. We've seen Max Crosby play on a bad football team for years now. Him alone cannot turn you into a championship team. Now, granted, there's a ton of talent, but think about their offense. It has so many holes. Now you don't have a reliable tight end. I love Mark Andrews, but he is too old. You don't have your
And he's making
cornerstone.
39 mil.
You don't have your cornerstone offensive lineman. You don't have Zay Flowers is a fine wide receiver one. You don't have a great wide receiver one. You don't have a great wide receiver core. You have an old Derrick Henry and a Lamar Jackson who's been very, very banged up for the last couple of years. So, I mean, like, I'm so sick of hearing like the Ravens are getting it done. And they just lost one of the best coaches in our millennia. So, like,
Yeah.
I understand you made a great move. This doesn't really move the needle for me as much as I think it does for other people.
The move itself moves the needle for me. It's if you're going to make this move and lose Linderbaum and lose all these other guys, it feels like a step forward and a step backward at the same time. You know what I mean? I know there's give and take in the NFL more so than there is in the NBA, and I'm still learning my way around that. But I feel like they had a lot of opportunities to make this move and then back it up by re-signing and showing faith in a lot of their guys who went in opposite ways.
I mean, George, they missed the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Do you think that this makes them a playoff team with a first-year head coach?
I think Jesse Minter is phenomenal. And I think what he's going to do with Max Crosby is unbelievable. Matabuke will be healthy again. Like, the thing that you're looking at, that I'm looking at, that would make me confident saying, yes, they are going to be a playoff team. And I know this is crazy to say, they need more draft capital, but they just traded it away.
But this team isn't built for any longevity. I agree. It's not. They're win now. So, like, I'll ask you this. I think they'll make the playoffs. I look at the other win now teams, I don't think they're good enough. I think they'll make the playoffs. Could you see them making a Super Bowl?
A Super Bowl? Not without some good luck.
No, none of these guys have any Super Bowl experience. They've never been on a team that made the Super Bowl. None of them.
I will say, yeah, no. I mean, I can't argue with that. I just think that AFC might have better top end talent that's ready to win now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of middling towards, like, what the hell are we doing kind of land. I mean, honestly, you can call me crazy for saying this. I think they're in a similar boat to the Buffalo Bills, who also made a big move this offseason and trading for DJ Moore to be their star-studded wide receiver one. I like it. It pushes the needle forward. It's better than not doing anything, which is basically what they've done the last 3 seasons, signing guys like we see in your video, Josh Palmer, Brandon Cooks, these guys on, like, not good value contracts at all. I mean, Palmer's making $6 million a year for the next 3 years. Samuel's still making $5 million, and neither of them played snaps the last 8 games of the season because they were either unhealthy or not good enough. But arguably, this is crazy coming from me. I think their biggest issue might be on the edge. They don't get pressure on the quarterback. They don't. Espinosa, fine. What's his face? Bosa, he was fine. But that's the next move for them to get over the hump.
For me, honestly, I think the Bills, I have a hard time listening to an argument that they took a step forward this season. I don't really think that they did. I think they actually took a step backwards. Would you look at me right now and say that DJ Moore is better than Stephon Diggs was when he was on the Bills? I would never say that. I would absolutely not say that.
Exactly.
I'm not really that impressed by this DJ Moore move. It's good for what's available. it's not as good as it
Yeah.
could have been, and now they're done in the wide receiver market. So, like, is this
How would you
DJ
have
Moore
felt?
has been, it's going to be like his 8th season being a legitimate wide receiver one in the NFL. How many more years does he have? This just feels like another story of you're not surrounding Josh with the best pieces. And I'm just frankly not that impressed. I think they're going to be up there with the best teams in the AFC, but this doesn't feel like the move to me that was like, okay, now they're going to be the favorites. Now they're going to win the Super Bowl. I agree. I think they are kind of in a similar place.
I think, I mean, you hit that so on the money. Because if you, I'm gonna throw out 3 names. Who would you rather have, Brian Thomas Jr. or DJ Moore?
BTJ all day, not even close. And his value's like the same, more or less.
I'm gonna increase in value. Would you rather sign Juwan Jennings and one of these other guys who are in free agency, or Alec Pierce, one of these free agency guys, than get DJ Moore?
I would rather DJ Moore. I would rather
Okay.
DJ Moore, but he hasn't even been like, he hasn't been as good with Caleb Williams as he was with Justin Fields.
The year before he was what, like with the
No,
he
he
had like
was fine.
1,300 yards.
He was fine.
Yeah, DJ Moore. Let me make sure I got this right, because I might have.
He was really
Oh
good with
yeah,
Justin
yeah. The
Fields.
year before he was fine. You're so right. You're so
Yeah.
right. I got that wrong. Yeah.
So like,
So
again, like another
I
move that I'm
said
just not that impressed by.
it's better than what they've been doing, which is the bare minimum, but it's not the BTJ and it's not the AJ Brown.
Agreed. And they should
And
have
that-
been in one
and
of
that's
those conversations.
And you know what? I guarantee you what they're going to do. This just in, Pat's still in on AJ Brown trade.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Romeo Dobbs won't necessarily preclude them from conversations.
And that would be amazing if we pulled that off.
Yeah.
If I'm the
Oh,
Patriots,
dude, I was thinking about that the other day.
if I'm the Patriots, I'm low-key paying the first-round pick. Give them the first-round
Yes.
pick. Well, who are you
Yes.
going to get in the draft that's going to be better than AJ Brown?
The only thing that I could think of, and y'all aren't even in this situation. If it was a mid-round pick and there's a good wide receiver available, that's probably the same value as what AJ Brown
Agreed.
will be over the next 4 years.
100% agree.
But you have a late first-round pick, and as good as the wide receiver talent is in this draft, it's not better than what you're going to get out of AJ Brown for the next 4 to 5 years.
If this
It's just not.
is a 2K My League sim, it's like a 1.5-star first-round pick. Give it up.
Yeah.
Give it
exactly. Exactly. Send the pick, send a player, get him. Because the Eagles need it. The Eagles have lost everyone this Reed Blankenship. Jalen Phillips. I got to
Wait,
do my
Reed
little
Blankenship
command F
left?
here
Where'd
because
he go?
Houston.
Oh, good for Houston. That's a really solid move.
Dude. Oh, and Nakobe Dean went to the Raiders.
Yeah. No, good for them.
They're crazy. That, like, they lost 3 legitimate players. They also lost Jahan Dotson. I'm going to be honest. That's the guy I signed to be my wide receiver forward every single Madden franchise mode. But besides that, I mean, that's it's not really that big of a loss. I mean,
let's move on here. Let's move on.
Yeah.
The biggest market that and this is one of the best free agency classes, like first days I can remember in a long time. There's been a ton of movement. One of the more notable ones, actually probably the biggest one, has been Tyler Linderbaum leaving the Ravens to go to the Raiders. We touched on it earlier, but not just him. Everyone is locking up their center, which is showing that it's one of the most valuable positions in the NFL right now. We saw McGovern sign for a huge deal back with the Bills, which was, to be fair, a very good move for them. We saw Garrett Bradbury leave to go to the Bears in a trade that felt like a lot of value for him for the way that he was producing. But the Green Bay Packers just re-signed their center who played 7 games for them last year. So there's clearly a ton of value in this market. And Tyler Linderbaum is being paid $81 million over, 3 seasons? Are you kidding me?
It's unbelievable amount of money.
Unbelievable. So basically what we're going to do this episode is George has gone through the due diligence of preparing us a list of every single free agent and where they've gone. Thank you to him. We're going to touch on all the ones that you're probably going to care about. No offense to your list. There's a lot of names on here. We're going to talk about all the ones that you care about. But before we do that, I have a real bone to pick with Kenneth Walker, and I posted about it on the story the other day. I'm sure all of you saw it. If you just won a Super Bowl MVP, why would you leave to go to the Chiefs? What are you doing? That is literally Kevin Durant to the Warriors. Why would you do that? And even
Yeah.
with that being said, they overpaid the shit out of him. I mean, he hasn't been able to stay on the field and be healthy for any of the 3 seasons that he's been in Seattle. He hasn't been able to do that
Yeah.
at all. And he just got paid a ton of money to go be the Chiefs running back one. What if he becomes unhealthy? Does that move the needle for the Chiefs? I just don't know. The point is, Kenneth Walker, you are on my shit list. That is an unforgivable move, and I really liked you before then. When you won the MVP, when my team lost, I said, I'm so glad he got that. Now you're dead to
Yeah.
me.
K9 deserved it.
Now he's dead
Yeah.
to me. I
I
don't care.
it like it's hard to wrap my head around it because like the Chiefs are a team that really does believe that you don't pay a running back. You draft a guy in the 7th round, you develop him, you bring him through, maybe you sign him on an extension, 2-year deal, you sign a guy for like a Jerick McKinnon, like you know the kind of running backs we're talking about. They just paid him a freaking bag to come play the running back position, and that is because Patrick Mahomes is going to be coming back from an ACL tear.
No.
However, if we're thinking about this cap wise, they just lost Jalen Watson. They had to trade Trent McDuffie because they couldn't pay him. Your 2 best corners gone. You lost your safety. You bring in somebody who's worse. You lost a linebacker, and you pay Kenneth Walker. To me, the process doesn't seem to be there for me.
I would totally tend
As
to
good
agree.
as the fit is,
They brought back Travis Kelce on a 1-year deal. It's worth $12 million. Good for him. But if you're not, I mean, I think if you're not getting Patrick Mahomes back until week 9, probably earliest,
Yeah,
like I don't know. Do you even rush to get him back on the field? It depends on how this team plays in the first 10 weeks. And to me, I don't see a roster that's going to be phenomenal. I just don't.
I can't see them through 10 games being better than 5-5.
I can't either. And I think it would be miraculous if they did.
I,
But that is the
well,
black
yeah,
magic. That's what
they
they all
5-5,
sold
he
their
would come
souls
back.
for.
Yeah.
All right, regardless, let's continue down the list. We're going to start with number 1. First guy on the
Yes.
list. Where do you see Trey
Where do
Hendrickson
you
landing?
think Trey? Okay, I'll give you my answer, then I want to hear yours.
All right.
Okay. If I'm being completely honest, it's probably not the Cowboys. I really want him to come to the Cowboys. I feel like fit wise and money wise, it's gonna be who has the best offer. Um and I'm looking at the teams who still have cap remaining, and I have a crazy shout here. I don't think he'll do it because I don't think he wants to be on another bad team, but he would be such a great fit in Tennessee, dude. With what they're starting to build on that defensive line, pairing him with what's his name, the big fat Jeffrey Simmons. That I mean, like, and they've signed a ton of good on the value corners, linebackers, gotten a couple of weapons, huge move in the guy we'll see later down the list. But I think the Titans would be a very funky, interesting fit for Hendrickson. I have a feeling you're gonna go more contender. Are you gonna go the Patriots?
I definitely could see the Patriots in that market, but I think that our priority right now feels like AJ Brown and his contract, which is not small. If that falls through, I think there's definitely a world in which he does become a Patriot. But to be honest with you, I just don't know. I don't think it's a position that we really need. We have Harold Landry on one side. We just signed, what's the name of the guy from Baltimore that we just signed? Help me out here.
Oh, David. I know who you're. I'll pull up his name. Damn it.
So it doesn't feel like a huge position of need, but also when you get the chance to sign a top 5 edge rusher, it feels like you should probably do it, especially when you have as much cap as the Patriots do right now. But I honestly could see him being a Cowboy. I think he would look great in that uniform. He feels like a Cowboy. I could totally see that happening. So my official answer is going to be, I think he'll be a Cowboy. I think, and it feels like a Jerry move. Like we've done nothing. Everyone's making fun of us right now for being the America's team, and we're still dog shit. We have no direction. Let's sign someone that doesn't really make that much sense to sign. Let's sign Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. And my interesting thing is he going to come to us on 30 mil a year? Because I think that's all the money we have left. I think we can pay 30 mil right now. And that would be an underpay compared to what Jalen Phillips just got. The next guy on our list. Look at that like little transition.
Jalen
He's not
Phillips
next on our
he's
list
number
actually.
12. Yeah.
Yeah, he's number 12. My bad. But I don't think I don't think my only pushback with the Cowboys is he going to be willing to sign for 3 years, 90 million?
I don't
And
think so.
I think Trey Hendricks. Yeah, I don't think he is either.
I think the Bengals get better
But if he did,
no matter what happens if he leaves. I think that they need to just make any moves to shake up what they have. And if they're going to figure out their money, they
Cowboys
got to get rid of
restructure another deal.
Trey Hendrickson, who they
Yeah.
restructure.
Kenny Clark. Oh, can't speak.
No,
Kenny
he's
Clark
old. Yeah, that's good.
for $9 million.
All
Yeah.
right, so next name on our list is Devin Lloyd. He went from the Jaguars to the Panthers, and as you mentioned before we started recording, he is a very valuable middle linebacker right now. George, talk to me about this Panthers team. What do you think their ceiling is next year?
Dude, I think they can win the NFC South. This is a way too early shout.
Well, they did this year.
I know it's what
They did this year.
I know they did, but I think they can go back to back, even with the hardest schedule in that division. I trust this roster. They did lose Rico Dowdle, but they still have a great running game with Chuba Hubbard. Tedero McMillan is a dog. Jalen Coker's a freak. Xavier Legette. I wish I could talk like that. I can't. My one question is the same question that you had, which is how good is the quarterback play? Because the defense is phenomenal. You look across the board, defense is phenomenal, and it only got better with this offseason. And with the draft position they're drafting from, which is still valuable, dude, I could really see this team finishing with 11, 10 wins.
Yeah, I mean, they had 9 last
How
year.
about you?
I could see them finishing with 10 wins this year. I just haven't seen enough to trust Bryce Young yet, and I really want to. I really, really want to, but I just can't do it yet. They have one of the best receiving cores, I would think, in the league. I mean, they have Tet, who's a bona fide stud in this league. Their wide receiver 2 is Jalen Coker. They have Xavier Legette as their wide receiver 3. Tommy Tremble's a serviceable tight end. And, I mean, losing Rico Dowdle was big. Chuba Hubbard is not really the guy that he once was, but he's still serviceable. Like, they're a fine offense, and as you mentioned, they're a great defense. Derek Brown is a phenomenal player who does not get talked about at all in the media, as is their whole secondary. Mike Jackson, missing someone, but
I'm pulling up the roster.
I just can't think of his name right now. They're a very, very
corner.
What?
Isn't it the corner? They won 8 games this year.
All right, they had a losing record and made the playoffs. I think they could win 10 games next year, and I don't think that they could win any more. But I also think that could maybe win them their division. I think this move is good. I think it's fine. It's just a move. Let's keep going because we have 70 names on this list that we're going to have to get through. Jamal Dean went from the Bucs to the Steelers. Let's talk about the Steelers as a whole because there's going to be a lot of Steelers talk on here. The Steelers are assembling the Infinity Stone fist of mediocre, kind of washed up players right now. I haven't seen a move that they've done that's made me be like, this team is going to win more than 9 games next year. I just haven't seen it.
I will say, I thought that Jamal Dean was a nice move. He's one of the best corners in free agency. 3 years, $36 million, good value. You followed up with Rico Dowdle.
But they already have $12 million. They have a great running back room. I mean, it must mean that
Gainwell go.
They moved on from Kenny, but Jalen Warren's a phenomenal running back. What are you going to have, like a 1-2 punch of guys who are kind of the same? Like, I don't know. Are either of these guys going to be able to catch out of the backfield? Not really. So Michael Pittman is a good wide receiver too. How much is he going to bring you right now? Is he going to go for more than 800 yards? Probably not. DK Metcalf last year was underwhelming for the Steelers. Like, I just don't know.
They do have maybe the craziest physical attributes of any skill position players in the league. 6'4", Michael Pittman, 6'4" with that frame. DK Metcalf, 6'7", Darnell Washington, 6'5", Pat Freiermuth. Rumored that they might get rid of Freiermuth and bring in Goddard, which would be just insane.
That would be a huge move
for the. That would be a huge move for them. And then, I mean, Rico Dowdle, not to glaze on him, he's 5'11", 215, straight muscle. I completely agree with you. It's so random. It's so weird. And all of this just to bring back Rodgers feels like a little redundant. Like, why not just shake things up and I don't know, suck for a couple years and get a better quarterback? But that's why you brought McCarthy in, to not do that. Um, so I'm interested to see what happens and if it's just the same as we've seen the last 4 years.
I personally think it will be. Moving on, let's talk about how Alec Pierce just
Yeah.
robbed the NFL. He just robbed the Colts of a future.
This summer to me felt like in terms of some of the contracts we were seeing, like 2016 NBA, where like the cap went up and boom, everyone just had more money to spend and they just spent they unnecessarily spent. Apparently, this wasn't even the best offer he
He
received.
got a better one from the Patriots.
Apparently, yeah, dude, Alec Pierce is making $29 million for the next 4 years.
That's a lot.
29 mil. I
I
don't get
haven't
it.
seen enough from
I
him that's made me think like he's an upper echelon receiver, but this is a very, very weak class. Let's make that clear. And these guys are resetting the market before guys like JSN, Puka Nakua need a contract. And those numbers are going to be mind boggling. Alec Pierce, look, if
Yeah.
he's going to be asked for that much, thank God we didn't pay for him. I would much rather have Romeo
Yeah.
Dobbs and hopefully
Right.
AJ Brown. I'll tell you that right now. Mike Evans going to the 49ers was kind of strange to me. I would think that he
For
would
60 mil.
I would think that he would do whatever he could to be like stay a Buck, and I would think that the Bucks would kind of pay him whatever they could to keep him. But I guess I kind of understand it from both sides. I'm just disappointed. Like guys like him are supposed to stay on one team. They're not supposed to leave. And that was a real bummer reading that one.
No, I completely agree. And you know what? Screw the 49ers. I hate them. So to see them get a player that I love so much breaks my heart. Um, we kind of touched on him before, but how do you feel about Jalen Phillips to the Panthers?
See, Jalen Phillips is a great player. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. His one caveat is he's not healthy. He can never stay healthy. He can't be on the field. If he can be on the field, he's going to be a phenomenal move for this Panthers team. But if he's kind of unreliable, then it's a huge price tag to be committing to a guy who's kind of unhealthy, like regularly. So, I mean, hopefully he stays healthy and he's a great player for this Panthers team. This doesn't shake up the league, in my opinion, at all, though.
I agree. I mean, I did think the one insane part about this deal was that it's 80 million guaranteed with a player, to your point, Jack, who we know has a horrible injury history. Um, I could see this being such a hit, but equally such a miss. It's just so much money with the team and moving in the right direction. And speaking about teams that turn around the ship, same division. What do they got going down in New Orleans right now, man? Travis Etienne to the Saints. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I think it's a really good move. I've been really impressed by what Shuck gave us last year. I mean, in my opinion, could have competed for Rookie of the Year if he was given the reins from week one. Um, but Travis Etienne Jr. is well in his prime, probably has 3 or 4 more years left in the tank. Unfortunately, this means goodbye to Alvin Kamara, and that really sucks in New Orleans. I think they may have 1 year together, and then after that, he'll probably retire, move on, and that's a huge bummer. I love Alvin Kamara, but this is a good move for the Saints, and I think that they're still a couple of years away from having anything tangible, any sort of evidence of improvement, but this is definitely a step in the right direction, so good for them.
Yeah, I completely and they pair him up with one of the best offensive linemen of this class, David Andrews David Edwards, the Bills guy. Um, Edwards? Yeah, it's David Edwards, the guard. Gave him 60 million over 4 years. Moving down the list. This is probably one of the most interesting ones we'll see this free agency. For $67.5 million, Malik Willis is now a Miami Dolphin. Do you think we've seen enough sample size from him to warrant that money?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's over 3 years. He's
Mm,
not getting paid $67 million a year. He's making $20 million a year.
yeah.
There are backup quarterbacks out there who make that much money, and he will be the starting quarterback in Miami for, we have no evidence to think the not foreseeable future. We have nothing but evidence to show that Malik Willis will probably be the starting quarterback from week one. I am super happy to see this deal. I think that he has he's kind of going into a really bad situation, if we're being honest. Like, it sucks, but it's going to be fun watching him play and be able to showcase his talent, whether that's good or not. But I'm really happy for him. This is one of even though it's in the division, it doesn't really concern me, but I'm really happy to see him get a shot at a place that isn't the Jets, which I guess most people thought he
Yeah.
was going to get. I'm really happy about that. I don't think he's going to, knock anyone's socks off, but I think he's going to be fun, and I'm happy for him.
Shout out Liberty University.
Yeah, Pop Douglas also went to Liberty University. Patriots wide out.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. While we go through this, I'll list some of the names that haven't been signed. Leo Chenal, DJ Reader, Debo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Joey Bosa, Aaron Rodgers, Calais Campbell. Those are just through the list that we've gone through so far that are unsigned. Do you feel the need to talk about any of them?
I think Leo Chenal will re-sign with the Chiefs. I think he's a really, really solid middle linebacker who can slide down to the edge as well. He's very talented. I think he'll probably re-sign with the Chiefs. Joey Bosa, Aaron Rodgers, Calais Campbell. I think Aaron Rodgers will re-sign with the Steelers. It feels like they're kind of trying to give him the tools. I still don't think that makes them anything better than mediocre. I think Joey Bosa will sign somewhere on a veteran contract, and he will be a good piece, just like he was for the Bills. He may be back with the Bills. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. Calais Campbell is so old, I think that he should retire and go spend some time with his children.
Yeah. Dude, he should do what the other 38-year-old going into this field did, retired, and that was Rob Haverstein.
He retired?
But
he was a legend.
Retired. Dude, he retired literally February 10th, which I guess is right after the Super Bowl, right? Or was that right before?
Right before, yeah.
Oh! Well,
look at who joined us. What's going on, buddy? Alex Mendez, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up? Where are we?
We are on. George is bringing us through this list, talking about
Where we at?
You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the viewers?
Okay. Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? I'm back. I was working on a terrorism and insurgencies presentation. Not going to get too far into that because that's not what we do on this show, but let's talk
we could if you gave us enough money.
It's possible.
So we've talked about the Ravens, the Bills, the Steelers, Malik Willis, Alec Pierce, Kenneth Walker's dead to us, and
we've gone through the first 25 names on the list. Rashid Shaheed is the only one we didn't talk about.
Okay.
$51 million over 3 years for somebody that you're just banking on his deep value. It feels similar to the Pierce deal to me. I feel like it's an overpay, but
fair.
Super Bowl chant.
Yes, that is probably the right assertion to make, I would say. Look, I mean, the only one that I really want to touch on is Kenneth Walker. I mean, just scumbag move all around.
Total scumbag move.
And I hope someone said that.
Yeah.
Look, it's just indefensible. It's just indefensible. All right, I'm going to get caught up on the list, but I will let you guys take over the reins for whoever's coming up next because I'm sure you have a bit of a system here.
I actually would like to stop and talk about Juwan Jennings real quick. I think that this is a wide receiver that is also going to be a little bit overpaid. But when you think about teams that he has to land on, the one thing you think about is he has to play on a team that he can dye the top of his head the color of, as it's been red in San Francisco for the last 3 or 4 years. So, I wouldn't see him going to a team like the Packers. Yellow and green isn't really going to look that good. Or the Ravens, to be honest with you. I couldn't see that. But I think that where he goes, he will be I think he's a very valuable wide receiver. People forget he was going to win Super Bowl MVP if the Chiefs didn't score in overtime.
Yeah. Could you see him on the Patriots?
Not really. I don't think I could really see him on the Patriots.
We also just signed Romeo Doubs this afternoon.
We did.
Big money.
Yes, we did do that. But that was
my
good.
roommate has told me to take care of him because he was obviously a Packer beforehand. I like Romeo Doubs a lot. I think it was probably an overpay if we're gonna skip around to that. But I I don't think the landing place for Jawan Jennings is going to be in.
I mean, let's think about it this way. According to the eye test, who's better, Romeo Doubs or Alec Pierce? The answer is, who cares? They're pretty much the same. Alec Pierce got paid $10 million more a year with an extra year on the end. We're going to offer more. Compared to that, I would much rather have Romeo Doubs save the money. Although I'm going to be honest, not a huge fan of the Guardian cap.
Yeah, we've said that before.
They look bad on Patriots players.
We are. Yeah,
there are teams where the Guardian cap, you can kind of pull it off. The Patriots are not one of them.
We are not a Guardian cap pro show. All right, we love concussions on this show.
All right, George, take us down the list. What's next?
Go ahead.
I have another new Patriot who I think wears a Guardian cap. Yeah, Elijah Vera Tucker signed to the Patriots on what I thought was a very high risk, high reward deal. When he's healthy, he's one of the best interior linemen in the NFL. But he hasn't been able to sustain good runs of health. How do you all feel about that as Patriots fans?
I mean, let me ask you this, George. If you were being blamed for all of the Jets' mishaps, would you want to go out there every week? Probably not.
No,
I'd show up on Sunday. I'd be like, sorry, coach, can't go today.
Yeah. Probably not.
But you're right. It's a high-risk move. I do like it,
good
though.
Value for money.
I really like it.
Well, I think that's just great value for money from y'all.
3
years, $42 million, I think was the deal. He's definitely worth $14 million when healthy.
Yeah,
and there's probably not a ton of guaranteed in that. Like, I like that deal a lot.
What side of the line
did we say that?
He plays left guard or right guard. I'm pretty sure it's right guard.
I think it is right guard. I think you're right on that. Have we talked about Chason yet? Because we're not going to re-sign him. Just from a Patriots fan perspective, I don't think we have the money. Like,
we're gonna get there. We're gonna. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't talked about him yet. Well, we also just re-signed someone in his position.
Got it.
So I mean, I would agree.
Got it.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
the Ravens guy.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, we got the first or the second quarterback of the list. Third quarterback of the list, actually, Daniel Jones. Do you think he'll go back to the Colts or he'll find a new home?
Well, I'd honestly be surprised if he didn't go back to the Colts, to be honest with you. I think they know that Anthony Richardson is not ready as a prospect yet. I don't know if there's ever going to be a long-term plan to like implement him as the starter again, because obviously you saw the flashes maybe in his rookie season, but the way that he played last year, or not even last year, he didn't play last year, the way that he played 2 years ago, and then last year he got benched by a 45-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and whoever their second string was, the kid from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Riley Leonard. Yeah.
Riley Leonard.
There you go. So, like, I think that they don't have faith necessarily in him developing into a quarterback. I think that he's going to need to go someplace else, potentially a bad team. The Jets should probably take a shot on him. But to be honest with you, I think that Daniel Jones had a good enough year there that they would be willing to take a risk on bringing him back. And you probably don't have to pay him all that much money. Like, I seriously don't think that he's going to be garnering more than what, $15 million a year?
No, quarterback market. He'll get 35 plus probably. If Malik Willis just got 22, Daniel Jones will get 35.
Yeah, it's true. Malik Willis did just get 22 million a year.
I think for me, the question is like,
50.
I think the question is he going to get that from anywhere? Does anyone see enough from him that makes them think, all right, we'll take a chance on this guy? Teams like the Arizona Cardinals, for example, or the Minnesota Vikings are one of those teams going to take a swing on him. And if they do, he'll probably leave. But I would be shocked if he didn't come back to the Colts. And I honestly kind of hope he does. I didn't really like him on the Giants, but it was such a feel-good story last year when he was doing really well. So
yeah, it's also like there aren't a ton of teams in the NFL right now that you look around and go, they have a huge gaping hole at quarterback aside from the New York Jets, who just signed Geno Smith.
Yeah.
They signed Geno?
Pushing the ball. Yeah, they did.
I was just going to ask you. Just going to ask you an ultimatum. All right, would you rather, if you're the Jets, would you rather have Geno Smith or Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray.
Would you rather have Geno Smith or Kirk Cousins?
Those are two of the worst contracts in football.
Geno only because he's played regular football more recently. Not at a good level, but at least he's been on the field.
Would you rather have Geno Smith or Joe Flacco?
Flacco.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Flacco. Yeah,
Have they
I think
put
he's
out
fun.
have they put out the Geno Smith welcome back video yet?
I don't know.
That's gonna be
They probably will.
It's gonna be an awesome graphic.
But to get back to what I was saying, so like the Jets are clearly going in a direction that wouldn't be we're going to sign Daniel Jones. The Falcons just signed a quarterback. Did they need a quarterback? We don't really know. They signed Tua last night. Right. So it's like how many teams have a hole at quarterback? I guess you could look at Miami. Maybe they'll try to make a splash. But then again, like you look at the Colts and you're like, well, who else are they going to sign? Aaron Rodgers is on an expiring, right? So like, are these the types of guys that they're in the market for? And like you said, like, did Daniel Jones show you enough as a game manager to help you win? And I think the Colts think yes.
I think that's the right logic of thinking in their position, especially. Next guy on our list, I like Rachaad White, but just for the sake of the fact we have 40 more names, I'm going to pass him real quick. Would love to see him go somewhere where he could get some more time. We talked about Romeo Doubs a little bit. Is there anything y'all want to touch on there?
Rachaad White will not be a running
signing?
back one in the NFL next season. There's nowhere that needs him. He'll be a very good running back two on it, probably a contender. You can see him going to like Detroit, maybe.
Which is what he was in Tampa for the past year with
Well,
with
yes, but
Bucky
before
and
Bucky Irving was drafted, he was a legitimate 1,000-yard running back.
I remember. Yeah. 100%. Look, with Romeo Doubs, he's the typical Patriots wide receiver. He's not a wide receiver 1, 2, maybe even 3. He's just he's probably a wide receiver 3 for this team. For our team in particular, he's probably our wide receiver 2, maybe behind Pop.
Romeo Doubs is a wide receiver 2 in the NFL, for sure.
Okay. But even with the Packers and the Patriots, I feel like those are two teams that don't have like a perennially great wide receiver on the roster. Like the Packers last year, they had like 4 or 5 guys who had over like 700 receiving yards or something close to that, right? And that goes to credit Jordan Love for being able to distribute the ball. But like, there's clearly not a ball dominant guy that they've had since obviously Devontae Adams left. The Patriots are kind of the same. We don't necessarily have one guy that gets 1,000 targets a game. You saw it last year with a very spread offense that we ran. And I think that Romeo Doubs is a very serviceable wide receiver. He just feels like a guy that will fit the Patriots pretty damn well.
I really like Romeo Doubs as a wide receiver because he complements Kayshon Boutte really well. And why I say that is because Drake May led the NFL and impressed so many people with his deep ball passing percentage last year. And Kayshon Boutte is obviously his number one target in terms of deep balls, and he's phenomenal at it. Romeo Doubs is a 2-level wide receiver, meaning he can play adequately at both the mid-range and the deep level. And that is the prospect that I'm excited about. He's going to run crossing routes. He's going to give you like that 15, 20-yard boost that we needed rather than tiny little short yardage plays. And I'm very excited about him, but I think that he needs to be complemented alongside something else.
Yep, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that.
And I think this contract warrants maybe an improvement in volume of production from him, because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's yet cracked 1,000 yards as a wide receiver.
He's definitely,
but I do think he could be around the low 1,000, 7 touchdowns kind of range. I think he does. I think this is a great move for y'all. He has great upside, still at only 25, 26 years old. And he's going to complement whoever else you bring in really, really well. Next guy on our list is Dallas Goedert. It does not look like the Eagles are going to re-sign him, which is crazy. I've read that the Commanders are very interested now that they have missed out on what's his face from the Ravens. Likely. But I've also read that the Steelers are interested. Where do you think he'll end up? And like, he's at 31 right now. Is this going to be his last big contract?
I wouldn't even say big contract. It could just be his last contract, period.
Yeah,
shit.
I feel like
it seems like he lights up the Cowboys every time.
The Eagles should re-sign him, in my opinion. He was like one of their few offensive bright spots last year, to me.
But they have no money. They have no money right now, and it feels like until you offload A.J. Brown, who's either going to get a huge contract or not even a huge contract, who's either going to stay on the roster or is going to get moved, they're kind of held up right now. Like, obviously, you watch Blankenship leave in free agency to go to the Texans, right? Like, they don't have money to pay the guys at the top of their roster right now.
Yeah, and they just signed Jordan
Nakobe Dean.
A huge deal. And they have to sign Jalen Carter coming up. I guess that's true.
Exactly.
But I don't really see Dallas Goedert being a guy who's going to like change every system that he goes into. Like, I think he's
No.
very, very good at the role that he plays on the Eagles, but
Yep.
I just don't know how he's 31. I mean, he's old.
I think there's an actual need though right now in the NFL for competent tight end play. The ability to be available, to be good in the red zone. He's clutch. He's done it before in the Super Bowl. Like,
Mhm.
But again,
I
he's
don't know.
31.
I think, yeah, no, and you know, and that's the crux of the argument. Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I
let's
don't
keep
know
it
where
moving
he's
here
gonna
because
get.
we're 50 minutes
Yeah.
deep and we are halfway through our list.
So there are a ton of names here that we can go fast through because there's not that big. Tariq Woolen is one of the last big names on the list. Do you think he'll go back to the Seahawks or find a new home?
I think it depends on how much they pay him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, if they can pay him, he'll probably go back. If they can't, he'll probably go find a great deal somewhere. Reed
And you already
Blankenship,
saw that they're
sorry.
just to cut you off really quick. They already showed that they are willing to let someone walk, right? Who was a big part of that team. Obviously, Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker leaves to the Chiefs, right? So, like, are you trying to do that to shore up the defense? Like, what's the story there? I think that they could be going in that direction. That's why I lean towards he's probably going to resign.
This Seahawks team feels like one
Well,
that's kind of like it's like a Super Bowl curse almost. Like, you have this
Mhm.
magical year, your defense is phenomenal, you go win a Super Bowl, but then all those guys that you signed to like 1-2 year deals that are expiring now, they're gonna go get paid somewhere, like a lot
Yeah,
of
have
money.
you ever watch those
Yeah.
SB Nation videos about like teams that win the title and then like 3 years later they're like back in the lottery? It's because everybody gets signed someplace else,
Yep.
and they just can't afford to have them anymore. You know, so that's kind of what I feel like might happen with the Seahawks. You hope not, obviously. So I think that he probably will resign, but it's definitely a good question.
Well, letting Kobe Bryant go, Boye and Mafe in addition, that looks like they're gearing up to give Tariq Woolen a big contract. I'm going to fly
Mhm.
through a couple of these. Jalen Thompson, shout out, biggest Cowboys signed yet. 3 years, $33 million from the Cardinals. Good safety. There's not really much else to say about that. Just had to shout out my boys. Joe Bitonio and Kevin Zeitler are both free agents, old interior offensive linemen who could do good service for a contending NFL team. Do you think that they'll? I mean, some of these guys, it's just so hard to say because we're on day 1 or day 2 of free agency.
Mm.
I don't even know where they'll end up or their situations really, but they're on my
I
list.
got a couple notable names here that I want to talk about. One of them, Fedarian Lau is no
Mhm.
longer a Patriot. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God this day has finally come. I've had a bid with my brother for 3 seasons that everything that went wrong with the Patriots was Fedarian Lau's fault, and I stand by that. Reed Blankenship to the Houston Texans is a really huge move. It just, I mean, solidifies their amazing defense that they have.
Yep.
A move that
Quay
really
Walker to
didn't
the
make
Raiders.
any. Yeah, I mean, the Raiders look like they're about to start a rebuild. But Kwity Paye is also a really good pickup for them.
Yeah,
Wan'Dale Robinson, I feel like, got paid a ton of money by the Titans, and
He
frankly,
did.
doesn't deserve it.
He did. He got paid a lot of money. I mean, he was a 1,000-yard receiver last year going to the Titans. He's gonna
1,000
catch
in like what, 18?
Yeah, I don't know. He's gonna catch 500 yards next year. Probably sit behind Chiga Kongwu as the leading receiver of the Tennessee Titans, and we'll be right back here saying this is one of the worst contracts in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they have a pretty decent wide receiver room. It's him, Calvin Ridley, and Alik Ayomanor, but they're just a bad team. Like, he got paid a ton of money. If Malik Neighbors was healthy, he would have been a 600-yard receiver last year, maximum.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the only 3 of note that we have left that are cool, Kendrick Bourne going from the 49ers to Arizona. Not a huge move, but an interesting one.
They've got a sneaky,
and-
really good wide receiver room now too. Actually, they have a pretty
Dude.
frightening offense.
Did you say Carolina or Arizona?
Arizona.
Arizona.
If they can get a quarterback,
Yeah.
or unless are they going to rock out with
if they can
Brissett?
get the hardest position in the game, right, they'll probably be fine. Yeah, like,
Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll finish 7-10 now. Jalen Watson, another corner from the Chiefs to the Rams. And then the last big one I would say is John Franklin Myers from the Broncos to the Titans. A great value pickup for that defensive line. We'll see if they can help Jeffrey Simmons out at all. I have the 9 trades up here too. If we want to quickly run through them before we get to some fun stuff. Not that this isn't.
I mean,
fun.
we can say the first one right out here. AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
We were talking about that
so
before you got here. We were talking about that.
that.
If you're the Patriots, you just give up the pick, right? Like why would you
100%.
not just?
We
give
can't
up the
draft.
pick?
We can't draft for shit. Cole Strange is on this list of free agents after we released him 2 years into his NFL deal. He was projected to go like in the hundreds, and we drafted him the first goddamn round. We can't pick players.
He went to a
Stop
Division II
trying.
college. We drafted him as a guard, we drafted him as a center, moved him to guard.
He went to Chattanooga. He wasn't D2. Chattanooga, the Mocs.
Is that?
I'm sorry. He went
FCS
to
or-
Chattanooga. My fault. I'm sorry. Regardless, I agree. I mean, like the question is, and we talked about it earlier, are you going to get someone better in that position or another position with that first round pick? Probably not. So you should just give up the pick. But I mean, I'm not the Patriots front office. We also talked about the Bills and how we feel like DJ Moore doesn't really move the needle that much for them. Feels like kind of I was saying I feel like they've kind of taken a step back from where they were 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It feels like a move that is a little bit lateral if he's going to be your wide receiver one. He hasn't played that role since being in Carolina, I would say. He didn't have a great year last year. Obviously, the Bears didn't throw to him enough to keep him around. Luther Burden is going to take over that role, in my opinion, as the wide receiver one of this team. He's been awesome for that team. And then you get Rome Odunze back, hopefully fully healthy. And, those targets are going to be just fine for Caleb Williams, I feel like. So,
well, I feel like this is Rome Odunze's last chance to show that
prove
he
that
is
he's
a wide receiver one.
Yeah.
And I think he can.
Yeah.
He showed it at times this year. But if he can stay
I
on the
was
field,
the
I mean,
second half of the season.
I think him and Luther Burden is a better foundation moving forward than keeping DJ Moore. So it's a good move for the Bears, in my opinion, but not for the Bills. And it's a fine move for the Bills, but I don't think it's a great one. The last trade that we haven't really talked about on this list that I think is interesting is David Montgomery to the Texans. He is a better running back than Nick Chubb and Woody Marks, and that's pretty much my thoughts on that.
Yeah,
he's a rental.
No, I completely agree. It's just going to help Stroud. And that's what they need to do, as many things as possible to help him.
Also, free Breece Hall. He's in New York Jet prison.
Have you been following his Twitter?
No.
He's on a generational run right now. Like, damn, we shelling out all this money, but you won't pay me. And then Adam Schefter retweeted it, and it blew up. It got like 1 million interactions.
All right, well, that's our whole list of free agents. I'm gonna go piss real quick before we start this next segment, and we can talk about what we
I'll kick it off. That's fine. We're gonna do some March Madness stuff, right? We're gonna talk about conference championships.
Do you wanna talk about conference championships? We had a couple fun ideas.
Okay.
I'm down to do conference championships for the Big Four, though. They feel pretty straight up, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Pretty much Big Four. So I want from each of you while you hit the facilities, Jack, I want you to give me a supposed winner, so who you think is going to win the conference championship, and a sleeper in this conference.
All right, let me go.
Is that possible?
It's like
yeah.
Word.
I want to run by this idea. Run this idea by you so you can start to prepare. George and I are going to build an entire NFL starting offense and defense of states.
Of states,
meaning like
offense and defense.
Meaning like, I want Nebraska to be a middle linebacker.
Okay. So can I reuse states? Can I play some both ways?
We're going to work together. We're going to work together.
Okay. Right.
Oh, we're doing this. Okay. I was like,
we're working together.
I was like, okay, what are my good value adds here?
Yeah. I'm with that.
Yeah, we're building it together. We're going to try and build the best line.
Okay. I'm with that.
All right, you guys start it back up. I'm going to go rocket piss.
All right, sounds good.
Alrighty.
George, let's start in the best conference in college basketball, if you wouldn't mind.
In the Big
12?
I
want to know who you think it is. Yeah, good call. The Big 12 is by far my favorite conference to watch in college basketball. It has the grittiest defenses: Arizona, Houston, Texas Tech, Iowa State, obviously. So, this is a heavy defensive conference. They have, I think, just off the top of my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are for sure going to the NCAA tournament. a few teams that need to win a game or two. Maybe that's probably. Oh, I think BYU's in too, so that's 6. Just straight up, I think Cincinnati, UCF, Virginia, and TCU. You're looking at and you're going, these teams, if they win a game, could get themselves to the tournament. That being said, this conference has been pretty straightforward. It's been a 2-horse race for most of it between Arizona and Houston. Sometimes Kansas gets up in there. I would love to know who you think is going to win this conference.
So, as much as you like you look at this like behemoth of a top 5, and you're like, okay, this is a total trap. It's not a trap. Arizona's the best team in the Big 12.
Yeah,
Arizona's the only team who is both overtly elite on offense and defense. My dark horse, though, is, in my opinion, or like my dark horse / sleeper team, is the number 7 team ranked in the country, which is funny to say that. Iowa State, when they catch fire, you just can't beat them. Like how they beat Houston.
Funny.
I know it was at Iowa State, but like I watched that game, and dude, if they get a lick of a heater, it's gone. The game's gone. It's theirs. Yeah. So I would say Arizona as my winner.
Miljan Mitrovic,
yeah. What's his name? Momcilovic, the guy.
Yeah, Momcilovic. Milan Momcilovic. Dude, yeah, he's a problem. And then
you said it so correctly.
He's been there forever.
Yeah,
I don't think
it so correctly.
I think okay. I think I really messed that up.
we might both be saying it wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I think you're right, though. I think that despite the fact that in the Big Four, it might be just a chalk pick to take the first overall seeds, like last year, the 1 seeds this year are so dominant, right? Arizona looks like the best team in the country. They have the best resume in the country. And despite the fact that Kansas probably has the best quad 1 win in the country, maybe UNC does with the win over Duke, but Kansas has one of the best quad 1 wins in the country over Arizona.
Duke might have the best quad 1 win. Michigan
over
not.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's a good point. But moving on though, so I think Arizona probably does win the Big 12 outright. My sleeper team from this conference is actually Cincinnati. They got incredibly hot down the stretch. They are fighting for a berth to March Madness. They lost on Friday or Tuesday night to Texas Tech. And this Texas Tech team is playing without JT Toppin, so that should be noted when you talk about them, is that like they're hindered, right? Obviously, that was their best player. He's a guy who's still in contention for Player of the Year this year, which is amazing, considering the fact that he hasn't played in a few weeks. So that was their last game. They lost to Texas Tech, but then they beaten teams like Oklahoma State. They beat BYU. They beat Kansas. They beat K-State, right? They beat UCF, a team that I was high on. And then they lose to TCU, which was a game that people looked at as a huge bubble game. Like whoever wins this one is probably in the tournament. I think if Cincinnati gets rolling, you could see them sneak into the tournament.
I completely. I mean, they were like had one of the slowest starts in the country, and they're 10-3 in the hardest conference in college basketball. I knew you were gonna. I had a feeling you were gonna get deeper than I was. I feel like there's still such a divide between a Cincinnati, a TCU, a West Virginia, a UCF, even a BYU, who's been pretty bad the last couple of weeks. In these frankly these top 4, because Texas Tech without Toppin is just a different team. JB, who you got?
As chalk as it is, I'm going to agree with you. I got Arizona coming out of this one. They're just a team you look at and you're like, there's no way that anyone is going to really fight for that role of favorite. My sleeper team, I think if there's a world in which the Big 12 championship game is played on a Monday, that Kansas will not lose. And
it's true.
I have seen no evidence to make me think otherwise. All they have to do is get to the championship game in that case, and I think that they are very much capable of doing so. So they're my team.
Yeah. Fleury Badunga is one of the best defenders in the country. I've been texting these guys about defensive basketball for like 3 straight days, and every time I text them, I say something. I say blank is the best defender in the country. It switches all the time.
Every day.
It was Malik Brown versus UNC. It was Ruben Chenyulu a few weeks ago. It was
it was
co-repeat at one point. And then
Malik
like
Brown,
you said, Fleury Badunga right
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
In the last week, you did say Chenyulu and Brown.
Yeah.
And the guy from Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chenulu,
Chenulu,
yeah,
yeah.
Ruben Chenulu, yeah.
My bad. I got
No, you're good. Let's move over to the ACC then. Look, I think this one's another open and shut case. Duke is the best team in the ACC. They're gonna play without Pat and Gumba, and they're gonna play without Caleb Foster for the entirety of this tournament. But I think the fact that UNC doesn't have Caleb Williams means that this is still Duke's to lose. They dominated Virginia. They beat Miami. They pretty
decimated
convincingly.
Clemson.
Yeah, they pretty convincingly beat UNC. They decimated NC State. Like they are the team to beat in this conference. I think it would be a far cry for any of these teams to actually win the conference aside from them. If I had to pick one, I think NC State's my team. They're playing a little bit better as of late. Look, Will Wade
Really?
has a
Because they've
pretty
lost their
damn
last
good
4.
system. Yeah, they have, haven't they? But look, this team is talented, right? And again, they're still fighting for a national tournament berth. They're not officially in my opinion. I think they're still on the bubble. I trust guys like Darian Williams. I trust guys like Trey Holloman. I trust guys like Kadir Copeland, who has been a really good player on a mid-major team and one of the best guards in the ACC this year. So they're going to have to do some work to get themselves into the tournament, I think, and probably get themselves a higher seed. I don't think they want to come in as a 9 seed, which is why I could see them beating a team like a Louisville, who I don't really have a lot of faith in.
Yeah, I got my answer is going to be Duke. I think we're just going to go all across the board Duke here. My sleeper teams, I think we've watched the same sort of content recently, Al, because I was debating between NC State on paper. You look at them, Wade, the experience that these guys have. You just can't vote against them in this scenario. However, I got 2 teams that I think I still have confidence in. Clemson is a clinical team. I could see them going on
Great
a run
defense.
here. Dude,
great defense.
This isn't saying about March Madness as a whole. I think they'll get decimated in March Madness because they can't score. But in conference play, in these conference tournaments, if you can string together good defensive performances, you can make it to the championship. My fun one, though, Florida State. Just watch them play. They're so much fun, dude, and they are flying over the last 8 games. They've literally fought their way into a position here. If you look at their wins over the last while my page refreshes, yes, over the last 7 games, Virginia Tech beat the crap out of them. Boston College beat them. Beat Clemson at Clemson. Lost to Miami by 10, who's another solid team. Beat Georgia Tech. Beat Pitt. Decimated SMU. And they're now sitting in a chance to be, they're 7th in the ACC with a chance to go and win the whole thing. Robert McRae is fun. This team is fun. Duke's going to beat them all, but those are my sleeper teams.
Yeah, I got Duke winning this one too. And my sleeper team, this Louisville team going into the season was very, very talented. A lot of people had higher expectations, but they beat Miami last week. They hung in a really close one with UNC before a couple weeks ago. I think that if they can get hot, they kind of remind me of a team like that Virginia Tech from a couple years ago that could just string enough talent together to put together a run and have kind of a freak win.
Sure.
But I guess this is kind of a really tough one.
Yeah, sure. I would agree with that. I think that's a fun pick that you had, and that's some ball knowledge to kick it back to that Virginia Tech team. I forgot all about them. So let's go over to the Big Ten now. Yeah, seriously. This is a very top-heavy conference, as we've talked about multiple times before. It's headed by Michigan. They're definitely the best team in this conference. It's not particularly close. Again, I'm taking the 1 seed.
I want to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm taking Michigan.
Go.
Of course. They're the best team in the conference. We're going to be super chalked. That's just the reality of college basketball right now. My sleeper team, think there's going to be someone else picking this one? Wisconsin. I like the Badgers. They've got some of the best wins in college basketball this season. And they're pretty hot. They just beat Purdue going into this tournament on senior night. Thank God we'll never have to hear from Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith again. They've been terrorizing the NCAA world for a couple of years now. I really like this Wisconsin team. I mean, they have a huge injury right now.
It's a good pick. They also have an FAU legend on this, Nick Boyd, on that team. He is their leading scorer, and he was on that Final Four team that went to from FAU when Dusty May was there. So he's probably got something for that team in particular with Dusty May at the helm in Michigan. I think Michigan's by far and away the best team in the conference. They just beat Michigan State the other night. They beat them twice this year. Nebraska's sneaky just because they play at a really high level against good teams and a really low level against bad teams. I haven't really seen it with them since they started off super hot. They've kind of fizzled out a little bit, in my opinion. My sleeper team, though, is probably going to be Ohio State. And it's just for the simple fact that Bruce Thornton is a bucket. He's an absolute problem. I think that on any given day, he's probably one of the best players on the floor. He probably is the best player on the floor across the board this year. He will be a first-team All Big Ten player this year, and he has gotten them single-handedly back in the NCAA tournament. So I figured that they get a shout.
Dude, I love that we're all going with the same winner and going with different sleepers. I'm also going with Michigan. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I loved y'all's picks. Ohio State, fun team. Wisconsin, even more fun team. But I got a fun team that no one is talking about this team, and it might just be crazy. And it might just be me. But UCLA has got some dogs, dude.
Yeah.
This kid, I watched them the other night. This kid, Tyler Bilodeau, I'm butchering his name, but he's a straight bucket. 52% from the field, 46% from three on 5 attempts a game at 6'9". They got this kid Dent and Perry, 2 guards who can
Donovan
play.
Dent.
Yeah.
Sky Clark just came back.
I knew nothing about this team. Turn it on. Like, what was it? It was either this weekend or it was last week. Yeah, it was when they beat Nebraska, and I was fired up. I was fired up. I go with a hot hand. They've had a ton of big wins the last couple weeks. Let's ride. Who we got left? SEC. Oh, yeah. I wonder who's gonna. My bad.
They just beat Nebraska. They just beat. No, you're good. They just beat Nebraska. They just beat Illinois. Both like relatively close games here. Let's go to the SEC though. We have finally another conference that's been dominated in the past few weeks by the 1 seed, U of F. That being said, I think that there is some room for discussion with the top of this conference as to who you think is going to win it. I think Florida is the best team in the conference. I'm going to take them to win if I had to put money on it. That would be the team. I just want to say really quickly, though, that the fact that LeBaron Philon wasn't even mentioned for the Bob Cousy Award watch list is ridiculous. He's averaging 22 points a game this year. I don't know how that's possible, but they're not a sleeper. They're the second best team in the conference. I think if I had to pick a sleeper in the SEC, it's probably Georgia. They are playing better as of late. They just beat Alabama at home. They beat Mississippi State, which is a win that they need. They got guys like Cannon Fletchings, like Blue Kane, who's been there for a few years now. Sumtu Searle, who's like a OTE legend for those of you guys who know who that is. So like this, Jake Wilkins, Dominique Wilkins' son, like they have some pieces on this team that are pretty solid. And I feel like they have been a little bit under the radar all season, despite the fact that they've been pretty good in the SEC.
Yeah. Oh, Jack, do you
want
to go?
Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm taking Florida. Obviously, they're on one of the biggest winning streaks in the country right now.
Yep.
And they just look impenetrable. But with that being said, this may be recency bias. And to no one's surprise, I'm going to take the Arkansas Razorbacks. I really like the way that the Hogs have been looking. I think that they have a really, really talented roster. And they're bringing over a lot of guys that they had throughout their tournament run last year. Obviously, Carter Knox is out and he's injured. But DJ Wagner's healthy. Darius Acuff, in my opinion, is one of the best players, in the country. Not only that, but he's also fun to watch and can take control of pretty much any game that he's in. Trevon Brazile is a great piece. Nick Pringle's a pretty good piece that they have. So they're a very talented team, but they need to be able to string it together for a couple games. That's where you kind of lose me. But if there's going to be a sleeper, I think it would be them.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's going to be hard getting an at-large bid out of the SEC this year with the weekend conference play. So I think Florida's going to do it. But the sleeper team is a lot closer in this conference than any other. And I'm not just going with – I was going to go with the Georgia Bulldogs because they have the most to gain by going on a run here.
Yep.
But I think the team that might actually have the most to gain by going on a run, and they were so bad for so long of the season, and they're not really even stringing it together now, so I was going to choose them, but I'm not. I'm going to go with Texas. Texas is a
Fine.
gritty team who has lost a lot of games they should have won, and they've won games that they shouldn't have won. You know what? It's a vibes play. I think the SEC right now looks like a whole lot of mid, in my opinion, outside of some really great guard play. And then Florida has the best front court play in the country. So Florida and then Texas, because I'm down for a vibe.
Yeah, Texas. Texas. The Texas boy takes Texas. We like that.
Yeah.
Last one before we move on. Yeah, you thought we were talking about the Big East. We're not talking about the Big East. We're talking about the A10, baby. The last conference that I need a winner and a sleeper from. The A10 Conference Championship. Is it GW's year this year?
No.
But we have a winning record, so shout out.
Funniest thing is I think VCU probably wins this tournament. If I had to pick a team right now. I don't like St. Louis. I don't like the way that they've looked to end the season off. I think they've dropped some games they should have won. They dropped one to George Mason. I think they dropped one to Dayton before that. I haven't been super impressed with this team down the stretch, and VCU is fighting for a tournament bid. St. Louis will be in if they win one game, I think, just automatically. But VCU, St. Joseph's, Dayton, like these teams in the field, they're fighting to get that at-large bid to the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like St. Louis. They didn't just get beat this week by George Mason. They got mollywopped. They got dog walked off the court. I really like your VCU pick. They're a team that not only is like really fighting for something, but historically is very, very good in the A10 tournament. And I mean, it feels like any year you could put your money on VCU, you're going to get pretty good value. I'm going to go with them to win. My sleeper is going to be George Mason. I think that they are a team that had a very solid start to the season and then dropped a lot in conference play. But if they get hot, I guess could figure out some wins. I don't know. I'm sick of talking about the
A10. Dude, Jack, you took my sleeper pick, so I had to go to my backup. George Mason's been on fire recently. Some big wins, knocking off A10 Giants. My gut is telling me, my heart wants to take St. Louis. My gut is telling me VCU because they need it more. I think St. Louis is going to win it, though. I think St. Louis is going to win it to silence the haters. But my sleeper team, Loki, has a good chance to win it, too. I was very close at putting them at my winners. And my sleeper team is Dayton. If you watch the Dayton Flyers play, this team is really good. And they were like one of the best mid-majors in the country and then lost 4 straight games. Literally just like could not like, and they were bad losses. But then they started to piece it together. Davidson, George Mason, Duquesne, St. Louis, GW, Richmond. They just lost to VCU in such a good game. But I'm picking Dayton as my secret team, as my sleeper team.
I also got to say,
all right,
Dayton's got one of the best mascots in the entire NCAA basketball community. Rudy Flyer is his name. Go toss that a Google search. Go look up Rudy Flyer if you're listening to this.
All right, yeah, I'll be right back. Let me.
He's one of the best mascots in all of college basketball.
Oh my goodness, what is he supposed to be?
He's just a guy who flies a plane. He's like an old timey pilot. His name's Rudy Flyer.
That's sick,
dude.
That is pretty damn awesome.
Look at the one where it's like through the decades. Look at what he was wearing at first.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out Rudy Flyer.
Shout out Rudy Flyer. Shout out Rudy. Shout out Dayton. It might be GW's year, though. That's the thing. Castro plays good basketball, so I guess we'll see.
Castro plays good basketball, but yeah. All right, whatever. I'm not talking about this.
Okay, you're going to have to talk me through this full NFL team offense-defense thing, how we're going to figure this thing out. What's the format for this? Do you have like a screen share you want to do?
All right, so we have a couple
things
things we could do. We have some music takes, but to be honest with you, all the ones that I saw were pretty much just like unanimously agreeable. Like one that I saw was pop music will never be the same as it used to be. I agree with that. Another one was like Zach Bryan doesn't release good music since 2023. I don't think Zach Bryan really ever released good music. So that's my take on that.
I agree with that.
Olivia Dean is sick. Yeah, Olivia Dean is awesome. Tess let off a really bad grunge music taste. Tess said, if you aren't listening to like music outside of the language of English, then you're not listening to music properly. I just completely agree with that take as well.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Yeah.
you guys got to come with some hotter takes. There really wasn't anything to talk about. I was looking through. I was like, all right, I agree with that. All right, I agree with that one too. So, I think that we
something
go.
I disagree with.
So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna be building an entire NFL starting offense and defense out of the 50 U.S. states. Meaning, if I want a quarterback, I'm gonna have to choose between, like, I don't know,
Oklahoma.
yeah,
You were about to say
Oklahoma
Charlotte?
and no, like Oklahoma and New York, right? Like that's what we're going to be choosing. We're going to be putting the states in their positions.
Okay.
So
Are we doing
ready.
2 running backs or 1 running back?
One running back, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end.
And no state can play both ways. This is a straight up.
There's no Travis Hunter.
Straight up
No,
state.
there's no Travis Hunter in
Yeah.
this state yet.
Okay,
Are,
cool.
are we going through 2 tackles, 2 guards?
I
and a
think that-
center?
Yeah, dude.
I think that what we do is we're all working together. We're not drafting against
Yep.
each other. We
Yep.
each make one pick. Like Alex makes a
Okay.
pick, then George, then me. Then Alex, then George, then me. So if we pull up like
Okay.
NFL offense, and then like Alex, if you want to start, you can pick quarterback if
Yeah.
you want. Pick your position.
I think the first thing that you got to do is you got to talk through some of the states here. I'm going quarterback. That's my pick here. So I got 3 states, maybe even 4 states on the mind that just come right to you. New York is one of them. California is another one. Texas is a third. I think those 3 are the big 3. And then I could see Florida sneaking in there, but I don't think that they have the IQ to be that type of guy, a pocket passer. Both New York and California, they're able to handle the big lights, 2 of the biggest cities and populations. Texas is football royalty, though.
Are we
So
gonna be able to like talk through this, or are you gonna make the pick?
I don't mind. I think I make the pick and then we talk about it after I make the
Okay.
pick. I'm talking my mental logic here. Texas is one of those. Texas feels like a defensive state though more than it does an offensive state to me. Look, gun to my head, if I had to pick a quarterback for this team, I think I'm taking New York City.
That's the right pick.
New York.
That's the right pick in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest. It was never Texas. I was gonna be pissed if you took California for quarterback. There is way too much size for a quarterback there. New York feels like the perfect pick for me for quarterback.
I was between New York and Texas. My argument is Texas has 2.9 trillion in GDP. New York is like 2.7. So this is what we're really looking at here in terms of mass, in
random
terms of what they're moving.
Yeah, whatever. I
Dude,
think Texas
I'm
will make
looking
a
at the
great
raw- I'm
edge
looking at the
rusher for
raw,
this
like,
team, but I don't think he's a
I
quarterback.
think California's gonna make a great edge rusher for this team.
All right, let's move on though.
George.
Quarterback, we got New York.
George, your pick. You can
I got
take whatever
running
you
back?
want. You can take whatever you want.
Oh, baby. I think there's an easy choice here.
For
And-
running back?
Yeah. And it's
Okay.
not above I forget it's not in the top half of the country. It's in the bottom half. And it's not to the east. It's not to the west. It's to the east. And it's in the deep south. It's going to be Alabama as a running back. You hand off the ball to Alabama and they're finding every single way to get through that line, to break the line of scrimmage. Then all of a sudden they're at the first down. They already got the deuces up and they're going to get it done. How do y'all feel about
I don't-
Alabama at
I
running back?
I don't love it. I don't love that.
I don't
pick.
hate it.
I don't
I
love
don't
that
hate it,
pick.
but I don't love it.
What
I don't
were y'all
love that
thinking
pick at
for
all.
a running back then?
I think you're
We need to
thinking
save our
of. I think
size.
you're thinking of football players,
Yeah,
not
I think
just
you are
the
too.
state. Like
No, I'm
we're
thinking-
talking
no,
about
no, if you think
purely
about
the
this-
state of Alabama.
I was thinking
And
more of like
90%
a.
of them are 90% of the people in Alabama play football.
I was thinking
Whoa,
more like a.
whoa.
Like,
That has nothing to do with it. Like physically, like the state of Alabama.
Oh,
I was thinking, yeah.
size of it. Oh,
Yeah, like size plays a role,
then
like
why are we
prestige.
taking New York over
Because New York
Texas?
is bright
No.
lights. it's
It
the
also
city.
has
It's
some.
like
It also has something to do with like the character
It's got
of
some
the
feel
state.
stuff.
But like
There's some stuff
Alabama
about
has
that.
nothing.
Okay,
I
was
think Georgia's a better running back pick. I think
I agree.
Pennsylvania
I
is
was
a
thinking-
great running back pick.
I was thinking like West Virginia is like a muscle
even
hamster or
smaller than
something like that.
Alabama.
I love that. Yeah, but running backs aren't big, George. Running backs aren't big at all. One of the smallest positions on the field. Look, I mean, you picked Alabama, and we're gonna run with it.
We'll
And-
take
and
Alabama.
I'm gonna say,
yeah.
I'm gonna say, It's probably the best pick on the board. Because I blindly trust you, but I don't agree.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know what the criteria was.
Yeah, we're kind of making it up as we go. So, I mean, you can kind of defend it better than just being like, those states are big, those states are small. We'll figure it out as we go along, though. Jack, it's your pick, though. You get to pick between what? I mean, we got 2 wide receivers left. We got a halfback left. We got a whole offensive line left. That feels like it might be right up your alley. Right
yeah, no. So our running backs off the table. We have 5 offensive linemen, a tight end, and 2 wide receivers left. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the first wide receiver off the board. I got a couple names that I'm bouncing around between, but one that I really, really like is I like Michigan. And you know why I like Michigan? Because it's the mitt. It looks like a hand. It's known for looking like a hand. And you know what else it has? Another section, a weak hand. I think it is going to be it's the only state that is known for looking like a hand. With that being said, I have to take Michigan.
It does. It is known for that. That is a good point. It is in fact known for having the 2 hands. Can they catch a football? I guess we'll find out, right?
Like
that's going to be a big question. It's going to be a big question come Sundays.
I feel like defense is going to be a lot easier than offense for
because we're just going to be drafting some monsters on the defensive side of the ball. I'm gonna take a state here for center. I think that this is probably a straightforward pick here. You got to go with the corn-fed guys with this one. You got to think somewhere along the lines of Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. In that range of people, those are going to the Dakotas, maybe even. I think because center is a small position, it's the smallest on the line. I'm going to take Iowa here to be our center.
I do
just
like it.
I like it.
I do like it. Feels like a good pick.
I hesitated at first. You showed me the vision. Dude, I'm going to also go on the offensive line here, and I think I got a better feel for this now. We want our quarterback protected. We're going to want somebody who's big, bulky, got crazy angles. This is going to be our blindside left tackle. Some of the biggest gentlemen in the country. Give me Texas.
Wow.
For what?
Taking Texas off the defensive side of the ball. He's putting them on the line.
Oh, I like it. Wait, what position did you put it for?
Left tackle.
I think that's a great pick, George. I love that pick.
Fantastic pick, though.
I think it's a great pick.
I was low-key thinking
great pick.
I was low-key thinking for a second center, but you are right. They are not necessarily the biggest on the board. They just got the greatest heart. They got the heart,
guys.
George, I think it's the perfect pick.
Yeah.
All right, I'm leaving a lot of bangers out there. I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh man, I just don't know what I want here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get tight end off the board. And with tight end, I feel like you guys are really no. I'm sorry. Forget all that. I'm taking wide receiver 2 off the board. I'm taking Florida as the wide receiver 2.
Yeah, fantastic pick. I was like, Florida is either the wide receiver 2 or it's a cornerback, and there's no in between.
Yeah.
I think you're right on the money with that one. I'm going to stick on the O-line here. I'm going to go right guard. I think I'm going to go with the same exact logic that I had for the last pick, which is just like, these guys have heart in the middle of the country here. I'm going to take Kansas as our offensive guard.
Which side? Right or left?
We'll pair Kansas up. We'll go to the left so that George can pick on the right side and just dominate that side of the football.
All right.
So we got Kansas at left guard.
Kansas at left guard.
Love that. I've been thinking, how can I round off this team? Do I want to go tight end? Do I want to go tackle? Do I want to go guard? And it's been really hard, but there's just one thing that I can't get out of my head. It's the fact when you got a state like Montana with that amount of mass, with that amount of size, you just can't get past them. And when the quarterback locks eyes with that pass rusher and is fearing for his life, and all of a sudden at right tackle, Montana moves in off the ship and just busts his ass to the ground, it gets you fired up. Montana at right tackle.
I don't hate that pick at all, George. And look, I got to choose between tight end and right
right
guard.
Okay.
Couple of big boys left on the board.
Yeah, seriously.
Man. All right. I'm going to take I'm I'm going to take kind of a strange route here. For my tight end, I'm going to go with Minnesota. Something about the shape of the state makes me think about tight ends. It's big, but it's also versatile. It's got a nice look to it, got a great frame. Looks like you could really lay a block down, win you a block in the
Yeah.
trenches. I'm taking Minnesota as
Yep.
the tight end.
So what do we got left? The right tackle or the
Right
right
guard.
guard? Right guard. Okay. So this guy can be a little bit smaller here. I think I'm going to go back towards the middle of the country. Look, I like. I'm gonna let you in on my thought process here. I like a guy like Virginia. I like a guy like Pennsylvania. I like a guy like Indiana here. But then I'm looking at the Dakotas too, and I'm like, ooh, those two could be really nice at that guard position. I think I'm gonna take South Dakota as the last guard on our offensive line here.
I don't hate it. The pick that I was leaning towards was probably a Missouri for right guard. Maybe a little bit oversized.
I was even thinking Wisconsin.
Wisconsin would
No,
be.
I think
Wisconsin's going to play. Wisconsin's got to roll.
Yeah.
It's got to roll.
Wisconsin.
All right, George, so you're kicking
Okay.
off our defense. We're going to have 2 defensive linemen, 1 nose tackle, middle linebacker, 2 outside linebackers, 3 cornerbacks, a strong safety, and a free safety.
Strong safety. This is a crazy pick, and I want you to really follow with me here. Think about Kyle Hamilton. Think about these ginormous, long, crazy athletes. Might not be connected to any mainland United States. Give me Alaska.
No, you moron! What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
How are you going to throw over the top of Alaska, baby?
George, Alaska moves like a brick shithouse. It's twice the size of
No.
any other state.
Alaska moves faster on skates than in cleats, George.
George,
You gotta
why
know
would
these
you
things.
ever take Alaska for strong safety with the most athletic position, like one of the most athletic positions in football?
Because I don't think you're looking at Alaska the way I am. Think about how
I don't think you're looking at Alaska the way everyone else is. That is a tried and true. No. That is the most nose tackle state in the union. That was born to be a defensive lineman. George, it's if your left tackle is Texas and it's 6'5", Alaska is a 13-foot nose tackle. How did you take Alaska for strong safety? It's your pick, though. I mean, I can't hate on it, I guess.
Alaska's, dude, I just don't see how you're gonna I think y'all are underrating how fast he is and how big he is.
Alaska?
Imagine having a yeah.
Why wouldn't you take it for middle linebacker
around it? Dude, the difference is
George, you just took Shaq at point guard.
You're playing like hybrid safety linebacker. It's a new game. Trust.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Alaska's gonna create.
Alex, weigh in here.
Sure. I think it's the wrong pick, to be honest with you.
Wow.
But that being said,
that pissed me off, George. We have no defensive lineman now.
Look, he's an off-season liability. He's not even attached to the rest of the states. Does he even like his teammates is a huge question that comes into play with Alaska, right? He's been known to have more conversations with Canada than his own teammates in the offseason. Like, all of these things play a role to me saying I don't love this pick. That being said, we're going to roll with it there. We're going to roll with it, and we're going to hope it works out for us. We're going to...
it's me next. Oh, George, that really sufficiently pissed me off because I was going to take Alaska nose tackle. I don't know who you put down there now. Easy pick for
Nevada?
me. Feels like California on the defensive end. That's an edge rusher all day for me. California.
Sure is, yeah. Sure
yes,
is.
Smoking that ganja and playing on the edge, that goes hand in hand.
I think we got to salvage something on this at the nose tackle position. I'm just looking at state size physically. I think Nevada's probably the team to plug and play there. They're big. They're brolic. They got bony shoulders, some hard etched lines on there. And I think that they could fit in that nose tackle role. Probably not as well as Alaska would have, but they'll be all right.
See, now I feel like I can't be as trusted with some of these picks.
And you're right. You're going to take Rhode Island for defensive end.
Oh, that's what I mean. Shoot. I'm joking. No. I'm going with another non-mainland United States state. I'm going with Hawaii. Think about the speed, the power. Quite the combination. Imagine that guy in coverage.
Okay.
Imagine him lining up
All right.
as a corner
I do like that pick.
with that
It's the right
amount of
pick.
power, with that speed. Woo!
I do like that
I mean,
pick.
he's
I was
known.
getting ready
He's
to make
known
that
for
same
putting.
pick.
He's known for putting receivers on the island. Like it's in the name. It's 100% in the name.
Exactly.
Fantastic pick there.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot, George. I'm going to get the middle linebacker out of the way. This feels like a really important position. You need some size, but you need a lot of mobility as well. But you want them to be able to hold their own. And this state, to me, screams like a Fred Warner. They've got big population. They've got big cities. Give me Pennsylvania at the middle linebacker position. They're going to anchor this defense.
Wow.
Yeah, those boys are corn fed. I like that. I like that pick a lot from you,
dude. And then you think about the historical implications of it.
And they're smart. They got Ivy League schools there.
Sure, all of these are good things. All of these are positives. Talk to me. What do we need left here? What do we have left on the board?
We need an edge rusher, 2 outside linebackers, 2 cornerbacks, and a free safety.
Oh man, that's a lot of corners, isn't it? Look, I think I got to get a corner off the board here. There are some smaller states that I'm looking at, but to be honest, my attention keeps being drawn back to one that I don't know what the reaction is going to be like if I take them. Oh man, I'm gonna take. We only have 1 corner left, or we got 2 corners left.
2 corners left.
2 corners left. So I'm gonna play it safe here. Then I'm gonna take at the cornerback position, North Carolina. They play well on the outside. They're close. They're an eastern bordered state. They're small. They can move pretty well. Again, intelligent players. They got some really good schools out there. I think North Carolina is going to fit well on our defense.
I do like that pick.
If that, I had to think about it at first because I didn't even consider them, but I like that a lot. Alex, I might have to follow you with another position up there. I'm, you know me, man. So I've got a couple states in mind, and I'm trying to figure out how to best match them to positions because I feel like they really should get in on this team. And this might be one y'all don't know much about. I might put them at outside linebacker, and this might be a little crazy, but stick with me on Oklahoma. Oklahoma has got the flexibility, the range, the gifted physical tools, along with it's literally built into like a fist. So it's gonna be coming at you. It's gonna be coming at you, and then it's gonna be stepping back and seeing you in coverage. Like most amount of reservations in the country, so they got a ton of space. They got and if you think about the football culture coming from Oklahoma, I'm gonna want that guy on my defense.
All right, Alex, thoughts
Did
on
I
it?
bottle that?
Did you pick a position? Where is he playing?
Outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker. Okay, I don't hate it. I'll be honest with you.
I don't hate it either.
I almost put him at strong safety, but then I remembered I put Alaska up there. Yeah.
I think there's a couple maybe ones that you could make are better arguments for that, but I don't hate it. I'm going to get the other offensive linebacker off the board because I feel like Wisconsin just needs to be the other linebacker.
I was going to go with
Yeah. Wisconsin's definitely the plug and play guy there. What are we missing?
All right, we need an edge rusher, cornerback, and a free safety.
It feels like edge is like the most important position right now, and you're saving that one for a high profile state that we haven't said yet. And I'm just looking around and I'm like, I don't know if I see them. Hit me again. What were the other 2?
Cornerback and free safety.
Cornerback and free safety. All right, a lot of questions to be answered here. Look, I think having both of these guys on the roster, I already drafted one. I'm going to take South Carolina here to be my other corner. They're known for being very tight together. They play well in coverage, and it's always good to have that type of chemistry on that side of the ball, right?
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
I'm propping Jack up so he can take Maine with the last pick. Is Minnesota still on our board?
No. Minnesota's our tight end.
Oh yeah, shit. And we took Nevada for the nose tackle.
Nevada's it. Yep.
I got a crazy one. Hear me out on this. I got an idea. Idaho as our last edge.
I love it, George. That's the pick I was going to make. I
Dude.
love that pick. I was going to take Idaho as the last edge.
I don't know what it is. If it's the rugged outline or
Yeah.
if
Hard
you've
to
ever been to
block.
Idaho,
Hard to
Idaho
block.
is gorgeous. It actually is unbelievable because it still has some of the Tetons and has some of what's it called in it. It's just you see him and you're like, wow, that's a guy. That's Micah Parsons. That's Micah Parsons in state form.
Okay.
All right. I love that pick. You're leaving me with free safety last. I'm going to be honest. I was sitting here looking and I was thinking about who I was going to take with the edge rusher at last pick. Look, there's a lot of guys left. Strong safety, you want to be a bit more of a bulkier guy. I guess that's why Alaska's a good pick. Free safety, you're going to want to give some range. We got some names out here on the list. We got your Washington. We got your Big Four. No one took a Utah, Colorado, Arizona, or New Mexico. No one took a Nebraska or a Kansas, which is shocking. I'm going to go with Illinois as our free safety.
Fine.
I think we also do kicker, punter, and specialist. And if anyone thinks about taking specialist, don't.
Yes.
I got specialist. You guys are kicker and punter.
Okay.
All right. Kicker, punter, specialist. I feel like these ones are pretty damn straightforward. Kicker is 100% screaming New England region to me.
No, wow. What? I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. What do you? All right. If you want to pick a kicker, Georgie, then be my guest.
No. I should have shut my mouth. I'm getting too antsy over here with the state draft.
I might have a kicker. Or
you got a kicker? All right, you can take a kicker or a punter. That's fine. You can go first.
Can I get Louisiana to be our kicker?
That's what I was thinking too. It's a foot. Yeah, it's a foot. That's what I was thinking.
It's a foot. I have no other logic.
That's what I was thinking too. Feels pretty straight up.
I was thinking Massachusetts for a similar reason. It's got the arm. I guess you could argue that's a foot.
Absolutely.
So we got kicker Louisiana, punter Massachusetts.
That's good logic.
The versatility. Thinking about it, the punter might have to throw the ball, might have to run the ball.
Point.
Love that.
Very good
point. We're a very fake punt positive team here. All right, good point. I saw this state and immediately thought specialist because you look at it and you're like, I got no idea what I'm looking at with this state. For our specialist, our punt and kick returner, give me Maryland.
Wow.
Sure.
Look at that. He's got two legs. Very weird. That thing's going to put you in a human joystick. Strange cat. I want him returning kicks.
Yeah. Dude, I think you hit that on the money.
All right, I think that's going to end our episode.
Run us through our offense and our defense.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll run you back through everything. All right, at quarterback, we have New York. Running back is Alabama. Our wide receivers are Michigan and Florida. I love those. Tight ends, Minnesota. Our offensive line from left to right tackle is Texas, Kansas, Iowa, South Dakota, and Montana. Our defensive end is California. Our other defensive end is Idaho. Our nose tackle is Nevada. Our middle linebacker is Pennsylvania, and the two outside linebackers are Oklahoma and Wisconsin. Our three cornerbacks are Hawaii and both Carolinas. Our strong safety is Alaska. Our free safety is Illinois. Our kicker is Louisiana. Our punter is Massachusetts, and our specialist is Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of Corner Office Podcast. We will be back next week with our full March Madness preview, but until then, as always, thank you for listening. I'm Jack Byrne.
I'm Alex Benders.
And I'm George Genender.
Quarter three.
Quarter three.